What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the 10-7 MMA podcast. I'm your host, DS, and as always, I'm here with my main man, Dino Bambe.
What's going on? Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for liking and subscribing. If you haven't, please do that on YouTube. Obviously, you could just click the thing down there. And on Instagram at the 10-7 MMA. We'd really appreciate it.
Is it going to be down there?
It should be down there.
Okay, all right.
And if you're on your phone, it's somewhere else. If you're on your iPad, it's somewhere else. But there's a subscribe thing. You guys know how to do it. Just do it.
Right.
And ring the bell, too. And leave us some comments. We like hearing from you guys.
And follow us on Instagram, too.
I said that.
Because why?
Oh, because of our follower.
You're right.
If you guys don't know, you don't need to know.
And if you follow us, you already know who it is.
So we'll just leave it at that. Don't.
Okay, that's fine. You know what?
Yeah.
Leave a comment if you're curious who it is.
Yeah.
But of course, today we're covering UFC 285. Huge event.
Super exciting.
It's one of those where we were just talking about it, where there's certain events, there's certain fights where you get that, like, as a fight fan, like a true fight fan, you get that feeling in, like, your stomach. Especially if you have a guy that you liked in the fight.
Yeah.
But even if you don't, there's, like, if it's a huge fight, like, you know what's up, and you're like, oh, and you're sitting there at the edge of your couch, and you're panicking.
I can't do it.
You know, you know the feeling, and I know for sure that at least this main event will be that. No question about it.
And I'd say the co-main for me as well. I am a big Valentina fan, so that.
And you know, Alexa Grasso is a certified
yo girl,
my girl. We need like a my girl, or like a your guy or my guy or your girl or your guy sound.
Okay.
Don't you
try
think?
To play it through this thing.
Like, boop, and it just goes off. Like.
And we should also keep a tally of my guys and your guys.
Yep.
See what the win percentage ends up being. And then also the seldom seen, but the like appointed my guy.
Yeah. I think those need to be included.
Yeah.
And then we'll see what we end up with at the end of the year.
I'm down. I am down.
But in any case, we've got a big, long fight card for you. Did the camera just move?
No.
Okay. We got a big, long fight card for you guys this weekend. We're not presenting it to you, but there is one. And let's get right into it with the first fight of the night, according to Tapology, which is typically what we use. As you probably know by now, it's Loik Radzhabov making his UFC debut, right?
Yes.
Versus Esteban Ribovic.
Yeah, your boy, right?
That's not. That's a your boy, if anything.
Why?
But give me your thoughts on this fight, man.
All right. So Esteban Ribovic was supposed to be taking on Kamwilla Kirk, I believe. Is that correct?
Yep.
And and then I guess he pulled out for whatever reason. UFC went ahead and brought in Loik Radzhabov from the PFL, or he had fought in the PFL previously.
He did.
He fought an Eagle.
That was
recently.
a great fight.
Which one?
The one for the championship in the PFL against the Brazilian guy.
Raul Manfio.
Haush Manfio, yep.
Yeah.
Dude, man, that was, and he lost that fight. Yeah. And he did lose that fight. It's not like he was robbed or anything, but man, that was a hell of a fight.
And that's really cool. Haush Manfio and his boy, and I'm forgetting his name, he's like a German-Brazilian guy. They won back-to-back PFL titles in the same weight.
Mm-hmm.
And
you mean Esteban Mula?
Huh? Is that something Mula or something like that?
Yeah, no.
Anyways, though, he brought him in, and he was living at the dude's house, the guy who had won the championship the year before, Haush Manfio.
Oh, yeah, that's like his best friend.
And then,
after he won the title, he was like...
Yeah.
Like, look at me, I got one like you now.
That's amazing. But anyways, they went ahead and brought in Loik Radzhabov. He's a guy who's like not afraid to get brawly. He's 3-3 in his last 6, which is kind of interesting for a guy making his UFC debut. A guy that probably should have debuted like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, but I guess he was doing his thing.
He took the long road here.
Yeah, he was doing his thing in the PFL. His career losses are to Rashid Magomedov, Natan Schultz, who's the guy we were talking about.
Yep.
Jeez, I have his name here. Alex Martinez and Haush Manfio for the million. So that's like pretty big name guys that he has losses to. Last fight for him was a quick finish at Eagle FC where he beat poor Zach Zane, who's now on a 5-fight losing streak after he was cut, and then now he's been on like a long losing streak. Anyways, he's a well-rounded fighter. 7 wins by knockout, 5 by sub, 4 by decision. So, you know, he's kind of good everywhere. Good power on the feet, very solid on the ground. My question marks around him, I have 2 of them. 1, is he a little late to the party? And 2, how good are these PFL guys that he's beating? I know they're big names, and we think they're good.
Yeah.
But really, how good are they? You know what I mean?
I mean, he's 31. He's not like
no, he's not. Yeah, he's not old.
crazy
by any
old, and
means.
he's only 5 years old. I mean, it's not like only, but he's only
Right.
5 years older,
Yeah, and again, I'm just throwing those question marks to have.
and he has
question
so
marks
much
out
more
there.
experience.
Exactly.
You know,
So-
and to me, it's like no matter how good they are,
Yeah.
the PFL is a legit organization. Mm-hmm. So they may have some okay fighters at some weight classes or weight classes more than others,
Of course.
but he's like when you're looking at the competition between the two, he's fought way better competition.
Of course he has, right? So, because Esteban Ribovic, he's making his debut here off the Contender Series.
Yep.
He defeated some guy named Thomas Paul that was the deaf guy. Do you remember that fight?
I do, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
knocked
guy-
him out. That kind of got me like feeling some type of way.
Yeah, it did. Yeah,
But-
it did. But that guy, good for him.
Yeah. Hey, he's doing his thing.
After that, I literally went and like read up on Matt Hamill,
Yeah.
like because I remembered Matt Hamill, and
And
of course
somebody
John
else-
Jones.
Right.
Fought
John
Matt
Jones
Hamill.
only lost.
Was only lost.
to
It's to Matt Hamill.
And someone else on this card, I don't remember who it was, beat Matt Hamill on the regional scene.
I remember that.
And it was like later on in the card. Anyways, though, Esteban Ribovic, let's not get too lost. He's a finisher. His last 3 fights have a combined 2 minutes and 4 seconds of fight time.
Yeah.
He's been finishing them pretty quick. Obviously has real power for the division. He puts people out hard. As far as the ground game, he seems to really like to attack the Kimura. I noticed that like
And even as like a defensive maneuver.
Right, yeah.
Like when he's he might be out grappled or like
Yeah.
whatever that's how he gets their attention away.
Yeah.
Is with that Kimura.
Right.
Yeah.
And similar to Loic Rajabov, he's another guy that can get brawly. It's worked for him so far. Let's see if he's able to do that in the UFC against some guys with real experience. Anyways, long story short, I'll take Loic by decision here because he's a veteran with a solid resume. And he's also never been finished.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So
That sounds like me in like the last year, dude.
also he has gone 5 rounds and we've never seen Ribovic even in a third, I believe.
No, you haven't.
Yeah, so I'll take Loic Rajabov here. I'm kind of split on it, but I'll trust the vet here making his debut.
Yeah.
29-28.
Yep, I agree. Yeah, I pretty much agree exactly that. I think it'll be by decision. I do think that both of these guys have a future in the UFC. I really do. Maybe unfortunate that they're fighting each other. Like you said, Loic maybe should have already been here. I do think he looks good, though, man. By the way, second ever fighter from Tajikistan, which last
1 week later, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
so,
interesting.
Yep.
How much of that do you think played into this? Like, hey, it seems like they like us.
I don't know.
This guy's available.
Man. You think he put in a good word for him?
I don't know if he put in a good word for him, but like they needed someone, and they're like, "Hey, this guy."
But he's legit, man.
Like,
Like
he's very legit.
He almost won that PFL fight. He did gas out a little bit at the end. I think for me, I'm just gonna go with what I know, right? Because let's be real, we haven't seen either of these guys against the best of the best, right? And fair enough, But when I look at Esteban Ribovic, I feel like he's fought more cans.
Yeah, because he's never been to the top of like the PFL we were just talking about. It is a good league for what it's worth.
It's a good league,
and Loic's been at the top of it for a while now.
Yeah.
And as far as this guy Ribovic, we haven't really seen him, but. And as far as betting's concerned, I'm not too comfortable with this fight because I am pretty split on
odds.
it.
I haven't even seen odds, by the way. They're not on Topology.
Should we look into it?
Yeah, look into it. But in the meantime, yeah, just for me, I do think that Ribovic does have legit power. He is very versatile.
Yeah,
he has wins by submission and knockout. He's the younger guy, and like I said, I do think he's legit. He has a future. For this particular, since I have to pick somebody, I'm gonna go with Loic. I'm not super confident.
Yeah,
but I'm not like not confident. I'm like in between.
So Loic on DraftKings is a -265.
Wow.
To Ribovic's +225.
Wow, that is very interesting.
So I would sprinkle on Ribovic by knockout if I wanted to. If I wanted to bet on it, but yeah, as far as the fight's concerned, Loic Rajabov I think wins a decision.
Sounds good, my friend. Moving on to the second fight on the early prelims, it's Farid Basharat versus Damon Blackshear. I'll go first on this one.
I think it's Damon.
Oh, is it?
I believe so.
Oh, Damon Blackshear.
Damon Blackshear.
Okay, I apologize. I'm just gonna say the Basharats are obviously really good.
Yeah.
His brother is, in my opinion, he looks better to me. Yeah.
His brother's the bigger prospect. I agree.
Yep. Also, do you think it's weird that like they are both in the same weight class? I feel like if I was gonna join a fighting sport, with like you, let's say,
right,
I would be like, all right,
let's try to
like
figure this out.
I'll drop a couple lbs,
right,
I'm gonna hit light heavyweight.
You do this, I'll do this.
You do heavy, or like opposite, whatever. Like I'm not trying to like have the Marab Aljo situation going on. So, in any case, I don't think he's quite as good, but I do think that he passes the eye test overall.
Yeah.
He got caught versus Raul Guzman, but he weathered the storm. He got the eventual decision win on Dana White's Contender Series versus Bagoso, which that guy didn't look terrible, honestly.
Decent, yeah.
I mean, you know, I think Blackshear is a nice fighter. I just think he's less refined, for sure.
Yeah.
I do think that he's probably faced the better competition at this point.
Sure. And that's fair.
Yeah. I just think, you know, he does have heat in his hands. He's got some nice knees. I just think if Basharat maintains it on the feet and if he maintains composure, he may have a chance on the feet. But I think the difference is really going to be in the ground game and just overall how refined they are.
Yeah.
I guess I'm going to go by... The odds are pretty crazy on this, too, I think.
What are the odds on this one? I got it for you. I'm seeing 450, minus 450 for
I don't think they should be that high, man. Blackshear is a legit.
He's solid.
Like he's fought very good competition. He was a champion, right? If I'm not mistaken, at CFFC, and that's a legit organization.
Yeah, that's a.
So and I mean he's fought many high level fights. So I don't think it should be that high. He's a Basharat, you know, at the end of the day. So
that's what it boils down to, right?
Basically.
Essentially. I just want to say a couple things about Farid Basharat. It's weird because when you first see the guy fighting, you're like, okay.
I hated him at first.
He's a stand-up fighter. I mean, but he looks like he's like a good karate fighter, like whatever, you know, like a stand-up guy.
Right.
He has 1 win by KO and 5 by sub. So that ground game is a lot better than you would think immediately, like, upon seeing him.
Yeah.
Anyways, Damon Blackshear, a wrestler in his own right, he is pretty good on the ground. But when you look at his losses, they've come to ground guys.
Right.
He has a loss against Pat Sabatini, who's got
years
great
ago.
jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
A loss against Danny Sabatello years ago.
Yep.
Who's a big
God forbid
wrestler.
if you're a Saba,
yeah,
you're finishing him.
Sabatello,
Sabatini. Yep.
Then randomly lost to Chris Moutinho. He had that fight with Yusuf Zalal. Like, he looked decent there. Kind of started gassing out at the end. Got 10-8'd. He would have won that fight. But yeah, anyways, Farid's high level, not only on the feet, but he's high level on the ground too. I assume that, like you said, this fight probably hits the ground at some point, and when it does, Basharat's more than capable of doing his thing down there.
Yep.
And looking, you know, grinding out this guy's cardio, looking for something. I don't think he'll finish him. Blackshear's hard to finish. I'll go Basharat 29-28. Maybe drops the first, and then he's too much for Blackshear and just kind of wears him down at that point.
Yep.
And the Bash Bros continue moving forward, right?
That's right. Who was it that mentioned that? It was on one of the...
About the Bash Bros?
Yeah, I heard that somewhere.
I've heard them called the Bash Bros.
Oh, they have?
Yeah.
They have been. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, moving up the card, it's the first women's fight of the night. It's Jessica Penne versus Tabitha Ricci.
Tabitha Ricci.
Yep. Give me your thoughts on that. Versus
Jessica Penne?
Jessica Penne, yep.
All right.
Jessica
is 40 years old.
Yes.
3 fights since 2017.
Yep.
And in her last one, she lost to Emily Ducote. She's like an okay stand-up fighter.
Sure.
We know she wants to take you down, and she's going to try for something on the ground. She's looking for subs. That's her whole thing. An armbar or choke, generally.
It's usually armbar.
Right. She seemed like she was on her way out of the UFC after, like, I think it was 3 losses in a row.
And then she caught some fire,
Yeah, she went on a little winning streak. She beat Karolina Kowalkiewicz, and she's got back-to-back wins. She's all right. Then you have Tabitha Ricci.
She beat Lupi Godinez.
Yeah, Lupi Godinez. That's a decent win.
That is, yeah.
Tabitha Ricci, 1 career loss, and that came to Manon Fiorot.
Yep.
And Manon Fiorot is a dog, dude. Like, yeah. I think
she got hands.
I think, like, we're going to talk about Valentina later.
Yep.
I think that if anyone's unseating Valentina in the near future, it's probably Manon Fiorot. Anyways.
I think it's Aaron.
With Tabitha Ricci.
I think Aaron Blanchfield will take her belt by the end of this year.
I hope not.
I'm just telling you.
That's fine.
Okay.
We'll talk about that later.
Sure.
So we know what Tabitha Ricci wants to do. She wants a sub as well. So this fight's probably going to take place on the ground.
Yep.
She's willing to grind out decisions. Like, I mean, obviously, we're talking about girls 115, right?
Yeah, and by the way, she was fighting up a weight class versus Fiora.
Right. So very little to go off here, but I'll take the fighter who's 12 years younger, and Ricci seems to be able to grind out decisions. 29-28. Tabitha Ricci, that's 3 decisions in a row.
Baby
for
Shark.
Me, by the way. Baby Shark. Great nickname. She does this thing before her fights.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That's adorable. Yeah, I don't think she has a lot of experience. I do think that she passes the eye test. Good record for having 8 fights, let's say. She beat the women that you want, like, a decent prospect to beat, right? She beat Poliana Viana, Maria Oliveira. Decisions, but, nonetheless, she has some finishes by TKO and by submission. Pretty much exactly like you said. I think Jessica Penne is 40. She's fought.
You think she's 40 or is she 40?
No, I think that she is 40.
Okay.
She's for sure
You know
40.
that.
Yeah, I know that as a fact.
Okay, cool.
She's fought the best of the best in the weight class.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the younger fighter. And also, I'm not betting this, as you guys know.
But would you bet that she's 40?
I would. She's not. I think she's 39.
Damn.
Yeah.
See? You never know.
Now,
This sport throws you curveballs, dude.
Now I feel like I have to look. She's 40.
40.
She turned 40.
She's mad. She's 40.
A month ago. I'm 40.
I'm not a kid. Yeah, whatever. 29. So I'm sorry. You have Ricci by decision as well.
I have Ricci for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll say by decision.
For sure.
Moving on up the card, it's Mana Martinez versus Cameron Saaiman in his second UFC fight, I believe, right?
Yeah.
He's only 7-0.
Yeah.
Thoughts on this one?
Yeah. Cameron Saaiman, as you just mentioned, 1-0 in the UFC. TKO win in December against Steven Kozlow. Relatively quick turnaround, but he's young. He's 22 years old, so I don't think that should be a problem. Before that, he was on the Contender Series where he also got a KO finish in the third. He's got a clean stand-up game, switches stances a lot, bounces around. Unbelievable ground exchanges in that UFC fight, his UFC debut.
For Cameron?
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, they were like flipping all over the place. That was super, super exciting
for a
if you
young
like
guy
ground game.
to like go after brutal ground strike, good for him.
Yeah, he's a very exciting prospect with a well-rounded skill set. I'm excited to see what he can do here. The
only thing I would say that he doesn't have a ton of is like true knockout power.
Right, but he still does have some power. I get you.
Some power.
I agree.
He's had knockouts.
I agree. He doesn't have like that clean one shot, like take his head off power.
Right.
Then you have Mana Martinez, aggressive striker, good power himself, clean combos. He's 2-1 in the UFC with no finishes yet. And I think he's working on it. I remember last time he called me out for saying he's working on it. But I think he wants a finish.
Okay.
I think that's what he's looking for. Anyways, he got taken down pretty easily by Ronnie Lawrence in that in their fight.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Ronnie Lawrence is a decent fighter.
And he's not a grappler at all.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
I remember, like, even on the commentary in that fight, they're like, Martinez wants to take this to the ground. And
this guy's doing it.
Molesting him on the ground.
I'm assuming it was because he got dropped multiple times in that fight that he just, like, wasn't stable and just needed time to recover.
Yep.
Whatever.
He also had a split decision with Brandon Davis, who's a vet, but 14-10.
Right.
So
the thing with Lawrence,
I think Saaiman is a good enough prospect. He's already 7-0. I know he's not been in the UFC, but
right. He has, like you said, one fight in the UFC. But here's the thing. Ronnie Lawrence in that fight wasn't being stationary.
No.
Similar to Saaiman, right? That's like Cameron Saimon's style. He's always like moving in and out.
Yep.
And Saimon's more willing to force the ground game than Lawrence is, obviously.
Typically.
Right. Most of the time. But to show up in the third round of that fight was something. Like, showing up after getting dropped 3-4 times, being dominated, to show up in that third round and fight the way he fought.
He did.
And I think he won that round, if I remember correctly.
I would say so, yeah.
Like,
I don't remember the official scorecards, but
most people would have crumbled there. He also fought Guido Canetti, who I think is hits a lot harder than Cameron Saaiman does. Yeah. So he's faced guys with more power.
Dude, that guy's awesome.
Guido Canetti?
Yeah, Guido Canetti, yeah.
I like that guy.
Yo, he was shredded in like 40.
Right. He's old. He still fights.
He does, sure. and at a lightweight class.
Right.
Which, like, that means like, your skill set typically
didn't he fight
evades.
Patty? Wasn't that Patty's UFC debut?
No, that was
Luigi Vendramini.
Yeah. A much younger, which I actually like that guy too. But
I'm pretty sure though Guido Canetti's still in the UFC.
That's crazy. Good for him, dude. That guy should be talked about more.
We'll talk about him. We'll do an episode about Guido Canetti.
Shout him out. Like,
what up, dude?
What up, dude?
Follow him.
We gotta follow him.
I'm down. But anyways, I'm going to throw a curveball here. I think Mana is more dangerous than Cameron Saaiman is.
I think you're wrong.
I think he's faster.
Oh my God, really?
I think
you think he's
more,
faster?
I do. I think he's more tested.
I think you're out of your mind.
And he has experience. The odds here are bananas.
What are the odds? Talk to me.
I have to pull them up right here.
Plus 210 for Mana, minus 250. I don't think those are bananas.
Man, I don't like it.
It should be a little closer, but I don't think those are bananas.
Yeah, I'm going upset. Give me the decision win, Mana Martinez.
You just flipped on me.
I flipped on you.
Damn, we talked earlier. He said, I don't have that many underdogs and all this.
There's an underdog. By the way, that's all decisions that I think through this card so far.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah, I'm going to disagree with you. I think, and I don't feel particularly confident about it.
Yeah.
I just think that Saaiman is faster. I don't know how you think Mana's faster, but
Man, he's quick.
His leg kicks are crazy fast. He has obviously very little experience.
Right.
You know, I just think he's faster and more explosive. He's got great forward pressure, great footwork. He does throw some crazy spinning shit sometimes, so like maybe chill out a bit, you know? Like, I don't know, man. And then like looking at Mana's record, you know, I know he's fought better competition for
That's
sure.
what I'm saying.
You know, but I don't know. He's also seemed a little chinny at times. He's gotten dropped. I'm gonna go with Saaiman. Probably by decision as well again.
Okay. So that's our first disagreement.
Let's keep going though. Moving up the card, the next fight on the card is none other than Ian Machado, Gary.
I'll take him as a my boy. I like Ian Gary.
Okay, because I certainly would not want him.
Yeah.
Versus Kenan Song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go first on this one. You know, I actually really enjoyed rewatching Ian Gary's film.
Yeah.
Because, you know, when a prospect is that hyped, because I feel like he was super hyped.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say that?
Oh, yeah, very
hyped. Very hyped.
He came in from Cage Warriors, like he was around the same time as Paddy Pimblett, I think a little later.
Oh, in Cage Warriors?
Yeah. No, at the UFC.
Oh, he was before Paddy.
Ian Gary came before Paddy?
I want to say so.
Okay, well, he was the better prospect in reality.
Yeah.
Like Ian Gary was a champion.
I didn't know as much about them as you did, I feel like.
But. Yeah, he was a champion at Cage Warriors. I remember watching him win the title, and I knew, obviously, who Paddy was at that time, too. I don't remember who came first, but he was like the realer prospect than Paddy Pimblett was. Anyways, Paddy's kind of putting dirt on his own name right now.
He is.
But, yeah.
But in any case, yeah, you know, sometimes you have to, like a hype prospect.
Yeah.
I feel like you have to, like, look past that. And then especially, like, after he's had a few fights.
Right.
Like, I haven't thought about Ian Gary in a hot minute, you know?
Okay.
So for me, when I was watching his fights, I'm like, I'm going to objectively just watch him as just a fighter.
Right.
You know? And I'm like, man, this guy's pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as far as his striking, his kickboxing goes, he is lightning fast. And he's pretty damn accurate, too.
Yeah.
Is he the new corniest fighter in the UFC? Yes, probably. I would
Corniest?
say. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I would say so.
He's pretty cringy.
I don't think he's as crazy as he was maybe hyped up to be.
Yeah.
And he's certainly no Conor McGregor.
Okay.
But what he is a very good striker.
Yeah.
I like it. I like him best when he stays at range. He has really good power in his hands. He loves to throw a nice high kick, a nice question mark kick. He throws a front kick up the middle. In his debut, I remember watching it live.
Right.
And I immediately remember noticing that as he backs up, he keeps his chin super high in the air. And immediately I'm like, man, this guy's going to get violently knocked out. Versus Darian Weeks, it was a competitive fight. He showed decent takedown defense in that one. Showed he can hold his own in the clinch as well. So basically, what I most appreciate about that is he showed that even if it's not the kind of fight that he wants to fight necessarily, he can still do well. He's got great movement, you know, and then he fought Gabe Green. Gabe Green is legit.
Yeah, we just had a conversation about him a couple weeks ago.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We've talked about him. So, you know, he's shown good cardio. For me, Kenan Song, I actually really liked watching his film too. He had some bangers that he fought in. But he's been very inactive. He's the older fighter.
Yeah.
His wrestling game is not good. I mean, he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, but he's not going to the ground, you know?
And he got dominated on the ground.
He did.
Man, which fight was that?
You're talking about
against Krantz.
Krantz.
He was getting like Krantz was having his way with him on the ground.
Yep.
I mean, he was doing things. He was putting in Kimuras and triangles and looking for guillotines. And
Max Griffin also violently knocked him out. That was a brutal knockout.
Max Payne.
Yeah. I think Ian will. First of all, I think they both are gonna want to have the same game plan.
Yeah.
I think this is a pretty easy fight, to be honest, for Gary. I think he's just the more talented fighter, the faster fighter. They're both really talented at distance. I just think that they both want to fight the same fight, and if this guy's better at that, he's going to win.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Gary. I'm going to say by knockout.
Yeah, I have Ian Gary first round knockout for all the reasons you've said. There's not too much more to say. I just want to say that this is a step up in competition for Ian Gary.
It is.
And
though we haven't seen Song in a long time. Yeah.
Exactly. So Song Kenan has power, man. 15-second KO in his UFC debut. But yeah, I think Ian Gary's probably too much. I think he's on his way up, and a returning Song Kenan is on his way down. And this is just kind of like the right time for them to meet. And yeah, I think a few sloppy exchanges, and Ian Gary gets the best of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Anything else on this one?
Nope.
All right, moving on. Julian Marquez. I would say this is a my boy.
Me too. Yeah.
This is our boy.
It's our boy. I love Julian Marquez.
Oh my god.
I love that he walks out to Miley. He loves Miley.
Me too, honestly.
Also,
I love Miley.
I was thinking about it today.
Oh, don't do that. Don't hurt yourself.
Okay. No, I was thinking about it today. And he walks out to Miley Cyrus and all that. He's gonna walk out to the "I could buy myself flowers." That's a banger. Yeah,
that is an absolute banger of a song.
And if he does that, I'm down.
Oh,
you know how fun that would be in the arena.
He's winning that.
You know how fun that would be in the arena.
The Man in the Arena.
Yeah,
that's a great poem.
Let's get it
by Robert Frost.
Yeah,
I believe. Anyway, what do you think about this one? I'm actually very curious to hear what you have to say about this one.
I'm going to start by saying two things. Number one, banger alert. This could be, for as long as it lasts, a fight of the night, right?
Yep.
Second thing, I absolutely love both of these guys' nicknames. Marc-Andre Barriault is the Power Bar.
Oh, yeah.
And Julian Marquez is the Cuban Missile Crisis.
I know, that's insane.
Those are good nicknames.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, Marc-Andre...
That's insane. The Cuban Missile Crisis
that's unreal.
Is wild.
But Marc-Andre Barriault, powerful Canadian striker, 3-5 in the UFC. His most impressive win is over Abu Azaitar, but then his next two UFC wins were Jordan Wright and Dalcha Lugiambula. Mm-hmm. And those aren't the best guys, as we just saw Jordan Wright.
Cheaty messed him up bad.
Cheaty knocked him out. He lost to Jun Young Park, Christoph Jocko, Andrew Sanchez. So, like, decent comp he's lost to. He also lost to Fluffy Hernandez.
Marquez has not fought that level of comp.
No.
But he's fought decent comp.
Right. He's fought decent comp.
He has wins against Phil Hawes.
Yeah.
Your boy Matt Hamill.
Yeah.
Sam Alvey, Maki Pitolo, and his last loss was brutal, Gregory Rodriguez, but my God, did he show some heart in that one.
Right. And I do worry about the level of competition because, as you mentioned, Julian Marquez's UFC wins are over Sam Alvey, Maki Pitolo, and Darren Stewart. All three are not in the UFC anymore.
Yep, yeah. I have here written Maki Pitolo, not very good.
Right. Also, those three guys, Sam Alvey, Maki Pitolo, and Darren Stewart.
Sam Alvey's pretty good. He's not in the UFC anymore?
No, they finally cut him, dude.
He
lost like 8 in a row, yeah.
But he always looked decent, though.
Whatever. But anyways, great nicknames for those three, too. Smilin' Sam Alvey.
Oh, yeah.
Maki Coconut Bombs Pitolo.
Fire.
And Darren Stewart, the dentist.
Fire.
Just like...
Love that.
Yeah, I'm down.
Love that.
Anyways,
what would be your nickname?
So I wouldn't have one.
It would just be Bam Bam.
No, I'd just be one of those boring guys.
You would never do that.
Anyway. So, Julian Marquez, I don't know what to say about him, man. He's super, super fun. He's fun as dog shit when he's
That's
fighting.
really what you need. That's the number one thing that everybody can agree on.
Right.
Is he's not going to put on a boring fight.
And
this dude is down to bang.
He's always looking for the finish on the feet, on the ground.
It may not be the most technical.
No.
He can be decently technical.
Sure.
But he's happy to just absolutely... First of all, the balls to sit there and throw bombs with RoboCop, dude.
Insane. I literally...
And he wobbled him.
They had like a 30-40 second exchange at the end of that fight.
Yeah, man, that was sad to see him knocked out. Yeah, it was sad, though.
That was insane.
That was
They're just
insane.
slugging, swinging at each other. But I wish that RoboCop fight hadn't happened.
Yeah, me too.
Not just for the fact that he lost and got knocked out,
Yeah.
but it was like a momentum killer, and
It
it kind of made me think a little less of him, even though Gregory Rodriguez was on fire at that point.
Yeah, but not as much. Like, now it looks even better than it was at the time.
Right,
Yeah.
but after Gregory Rodriguez lost, it kind of looks like, oh, man. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I want to pick Julian Marquez badly here. I hope Julian Marquez wins, but that G-Rod fight just, like, left a bad taste in my mouth, man. I'm going to say Mark probably gets a second-round knockout. Again, though, I hope Julian Marquez finds a way to win this fight, because that post-fight interview on a John Jones card with DC would be bananas.
Yep.
So I'm hoping... It's like the Chris Barnett factor, right? They have him on the opening the second prelims.
Yep.
Like, if he could find a knockout, he's going to get that crowd going.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I wish, but
And
I
he
don't
will.
see it.
And he will.
I hope so.
And he will. Because I have Julian Marquez by knockout, knocking Marc-Andre Barriault out. I just think he's got the heart, man.
I'm with you, man.
He's got the heart. Like, I think he's going to pull it out.
You're hyping me up.
I mean, I really like the guy.
Me too.
I just have mad respect for somebody who it's not the path to a long career,
Right.
but it's the path to a very fun fan favorite career.
Yeah.
I will tell you that much, because, man, Marc-Andre Barriault, he was mostly manhandled by Anthony Hernandez.
Yeah.
He looked really good in that one, I just feel like Marquez also has a crazy chin. First of all, I just want to say, Barriault has some of the nicest uppercuts in the weight class, though. The way he throws them things is beautiful. But yeah, I'm gonna go Marquez by knockout on this one.
Please,
So,
I hope you're right.
And I really hope, and I know it's close, and I sound more confident than I actually am.
Yeah.
I just really like the guy, and I really do want to see him win. So
Yeah, let's get it, dude.
Shout out Julian Marquez.
Let's get
Maybe
it.
that's the next follower that.
Remember, he shaved the MC into his chest for Miley Cyrus because she told him to. He asked her out on a date.
I would
and she's
do it
like,
too.
Do it. He's
Are
like,
you
I got
kidding me?
Yeah. Kidding me? Are we going? Damn, that's two football coach tirade things.
Ooh. And we've already hit on this podcast for sure that they are who we thought they were.
Not yet, but
not in this episode.
Right.
I'm sure we can.
Oh yeah, on the podcast. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Times.
But we can work that in at least.
That's easy.
You're easy. Moving up the card, it's Vivian Araujo versus your girl Amanda Ribas.
Okay. Does that mean I should take it?
I don't know. I like her. She's cute.
Okay. So why don't she your girl?
But not. I'm down. I'll take it.
I like Amanda Ribas.
I'll take it, dude. No, she's adorable. Like, she's like, what was it after her last fight? She's like, I have an interview after the fight. Like, so just listen. Like,
I didn't see it.
Okay, well,
I'm sure I saw it, but
it was adorable. But this one is actually pretty tough for me.
Yeah.
Araujo is 36 years old now. She lost to my girl Alexa Grasso, who's fighting later on in this card, of course. It's not a bad loss, of course. She did beat Andrea Lee. She got head kick and dropped in that fight, which Andrea Lee is legit too, man.
Andrea Lee's dope.
I think she was getting worked.
Like when she walks out with the little cowboy hat.
Yeah, hell yeah. Versus Grasso, man, she looked good. She's a great fighter. She really is. I remember that was a pretty tight fight in the clinch. She was getting some knocks on Alexa, man. It was hard fought for sure. And of course, she's just fighting for a title. I think we weren't that far away from this being Araujo fighting for the title. You know?
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. Ribas, she's obviously got really good judo. She's the younger fighter versus Rob Schneider. She lost in the first round.
Rob Schneider.
Yeah.
That's mean.
True. But you know what I'm talking about. She was raining down that ground.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's brutal.
She's an island boy, man. Just let her be.
Okay. I'm kind of regretting that. That's pretty mean, but
all right.
Well, I'll tell you what. We're certainly not going to be a Verna Jandiroba
Sorry.
support club.
I like her though.
I like her too, man. She's a good fighter. Yeah. But Amanda Ribas is also very aggressive, just like Araujo. She does sometimes drop her hands a little bit. She gets a little flashy with it sometimes. She starts like shuffling and shit. She's got to chill out with that. Chukagian, very close fight. She lost that, I think, right?
They both lost to Chukagian, yeah.
Yeah, so, which, doesn't say much. Chukagian, legend of the game at this point, let's say, right? I mean,
I don't know. Yeah,
for the women's.
I like her. I don't know how in the world she just keeps winning.
She doesn't look good.
Ever. But
both Ribas and Araujo look better than her on
they probably both
test.
won. Yeah. I feel like they both won, but anyways.
I don't know. She's got a lot of heart. She's a beast of a woman. She fought up a weight class against Chookagian too, by the way, and she was a number 1 contender at the time too.
Yeah.
This is tough. At first, I wanted to go with Araujo. I think I'm going to go Amanda Ribas here, though.
Yeah, I also trust Amanda Ribas here. I mean, there isn't too much to separate these two. Like, Viviane Araujo...
I think this is going to be a really good fight.
Yeah, it's going to be a great fight. Araujo's bigger. She has a little more power. Amanda Ribas is definitely the quicker fighter. To me, the biggest difference, and I got to find something to, differentiate
exactly.
these two. The biggest difference to me has been the cardio of Amanda Ribas. She seems to be holding up better in that third round.
Araujo looks pretty good too, man.
But here's the thing: I've seen her exhausted in the third round, and I haven't seen that from Amanda Ribas.
Sure.
Maybe Vivi gets a couple takedowns early on and kind of wears on her, and maybe that evens out the playing field as far as the cardio is concerned. I don't buy it though. I think maybe she does take that first round, but then Amanda Ribas kind of starts working her way into it as this other girl starts getting tired.
Yep.
29-28, but very close, maybe a split decision
kind of deal. Decision for sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Moving on up the card, and this is where it starts getting really juicy. It's Derek Brunson versus Dricus du Plessis. I'll let you take this one first.
Okay. First of all, what do they drink?
Man.
I got to know this.
Dricus du Plessis. Shit, what is he drinking? I feel like he drinks probably vodka.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, no, that's cool. I could see that.
Right?
Yeah, South Africa. He's out at the clubs. It's
yeah,
Grey
that's
Goose,
what that's literally what I pictured.
Right? Vodka Red Bull kind of.
Yeah.
I see that. Brunson.
Oh man, Brunson. I feel like gin.
Gin. Wow. A Bombay kind of guy?
Yeah. I feel like keeps it fairly light.
I would have accepted your sometimes typical answer if he doesn't drink here.
True.
Because maybe, but I
thought about that too.
I like the Bombay pick.
I'm not going to lie, it crossed my mind.
Yeah. So. Anyways, let's start by saying this. As far as this fight's concerned, I'm not into that Dricus du Plessis hype that everyone's into.
Yeah,
I feel like everybody...
I text you after his first fight, and I'm like,
"Well, we saw him at 264.
Oh, that's right.
Sitting next to each other. That's right. I don't like this guy.
That's right. Okay, yeah. But I did not love that.
I don't think he's that good. I think he's overrated. That Darren Till fight was really off-putting to me. By the way, shout out Darren Till. I hope that he's not actually cut.
Yeah,
that's
he said,
boy.
Yeah, big time, my boy. He said he's not, and I'll take his word for it. And Scousers don't get knocked out, lad.
Knocked out?
Right.
Yeah.
Knocked out, lad.
Anyways, but I didn't like the way that Dricus was handling himself that fight.
Yeah.
Dropping around to Darren Till on the ground is insane to me. When you're supposed to be like this.
Oh, Darren looks so bad though too.
I know,
but
he was beating Dricus in I think it was that second round where they were on the ground.
Yeah.
And he was kind of out scrambling him, and it's dude, you shouldn't do that.
I had big money on Darren Till, so yeah.
So the common sense thing here would be if Darren Till's dominating you on the ground, Derek Brunson's going to do that shit for 15 straight minutes.
I wouldn't say Darren Till was dominating him on the ground.
Though. But I'm sorry, he wasn't dominating him, but he was out hustling him and out scrambling him on the ground. Maybe that's working with Hamzat. Maybe that's whatever. But it's you're not going to get that much better at Darren Till's not a wrestler. Derek Brunson should be able to do that to Dricus du Plessis.
Of damn near 40-year-old Derek Brunson now, though.
He here's the thing. He would have to wrestle and stay safe for 15 minutes. Whereas Dricus probably just needs to land one shot. Because Brunson's chin is starting to deteriorate. We saw it against Cannon
for
here.
Sure. For sure. He won that first round against Cannon here.
Oh, yeah.
And then slowed down.
And got
really almost looked like he was hurt or something.
I think he was. I think he got hurt, and then he ended up putting him to sleep while on the ground.
Yeah.
From ground and pound.
Yeah.
Anyways, there is a world here where Derek Brunson out-wrestles this guy for 15 minutes. I just don't think it's the world that we live in right now.
Yeah.
So I'll say Dricus...
I thought you were going Brunson after all that.
No, I think Dricus eventually will touch him and knock him out. But that's the thing. I want to take Derek Brunson.
Yeah.
He's better. He's a better wrestler. The stand-up's not as good.
No,
but like the
not.
in-between things, Derek Brunson is so much better than
And Brunson
Dricus
says
Duplessis.
good power. I don't think maybe as much power, but good power.
Agreed. But it's just like all Dricus has to do, we've seen he has that touch of death. All he has to do is touch Brunson in the right spot one time. And I think over the course of 15 minutes, a Brunson that gets tired, a damn near 40-year-old Derek Brunson, probably leaves that chin exposed at some point, and eventually.
I also don't think Duplessis is like awful on the ground. I feel like if he gets taken down, which he very well possibly will.
So what does the Darren Till fight tell you then? Is Darren Till unreal on the ground? Is he really good on the ground?
No, he's not. But I feel like I don't know, man. I feel like he didn't work him on the ground like that.
Man,
I don't know. I just feel like technique and striking wise, he's I feel like striking wise as a whole, he's miles ahead of Derek Brunson. So I don't know. I'm gonna go Duplessis. I think he's gonna knock him out in the second, man.
That's what I got. Round 2 knockout. Right hand, probably. I hope Derek Brunson wins, though.
I wouldn't mind that. I'm not a big as a fan. I'm not a big Dricus guy, especially after he hurt my boy Darren. Basically knocked him out of the company. So, moving up the card, it's and this is a boy. It's Cody Garbrandt versus Trevin Jones. I had a tough time with this one, man. What do you think?
Trevin Jones has real power for this division. We have to start there because when you talk about Cody Garbrandt, the first thing everyone wants to talk about is the chin deteriorating.
And that's what it is.
So Trevin Jones, real power.
Fighting back up at 135.
Yeah. I mean, he took that one fight at 125.
But his chin looked even more sus.
Right. I mean, he got knocked out immediately by Kai Kara France. It is what it is. Trevin Jones, a wild striker. He's not technical at all. He likes to throw everything full power. He's coming off 3 straight losses to good competition. Raoni Barcelos, Javid Basharat, and Said Yakub Kakramanov, who I believe was just let go.
I can't believe they did that.
It was weird. But anyways,
bizarre.
It's funny to me, Dino, that we're sitting here, and I'm like, oh, man, like that's good comp.
Yeah.
And he's fighting Cody Garbrandt.
Yeah.
A former champion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But anyway.
Cody Garbrandt's fought the best of the best.
Right. And it is the saddest
and
thing.
Mostly lost.
It's the saddest thing in
Except
the UFC and maybe all of MMA.
Yeah.
Dude was undefeated. Think about it. 6 fights ago, the dude was an undefeated world champion. Yeah. Now he's lost 5 out of 6, and he's been knocked out in 4 of them.
And he's 31
messed up that years
TJ
old.
was on roids.
Right.
That's really messed up.
That is screwed. I don't think about that too much, but he is very salty about it.
I'm salty.
He talks about it all the time.
I mean, I get it.
This guy was on top of the world, and then here we are. He's on the prelims.
Imagine some guy who's on roids. Took your and then also
your life's work.
Yeah.
Snake, TJ Dillashaw.
Yeah, and also I think Trevin Jones does not have good cardio at all.
He doesn't.
Which Cody Garbrandt certainly does.
Right, and I just want to mention 2 more things. Number 1, the Dominic Cruz fight, and I know that's ages ago at this point. That Cody Garbrandt is unbelievable.
Unreal, man.
That guy is top
Cody
class.
Garbrandt might be one of the goats of the division.
Agreed. And then, here's what I'm going to say. I know the smart thing to do is take Jones and be pleasantly surprised, right? If Cody Garbrandt wins.
I had a hard time with this one, man.
Realistically. The thing is, Dino, Cody Garbrandt is better at every single aspect of MMA.
Except power.
Except for...
and chin.
Chin, yeah.
He does have good power.
He has good power. So, the power is not
crazy different.
Yeah, crazy different. The chin is the problem.
Yeah.
Like I said, the smart thing to do is probably take Jones here and be surprised and happy if Cody Garbrandt wins, but I'm not that smart. I'm taking Cody Garbrandt by decision. And let me tell you this.
I hope you're right.
If he can get on his bike and move and do the things he has to do, he should win this fight. If he loses, Cody Garbrandt's probably got to go.
Yeah.
And if they keep him, I will never choose Cody Garbrandt again in a fight if he can't win this one. It's dude, you got to beat Trevin Jones if you're Cody No Love. So,
dude, I think you perfectly said it. He is the better fighter in every way, except for the chin, and the chin is a big question mark. Not even a question mark; it's a big negative. You know, he's just so much faster and more technical than Trevin. This one's really tough, but I'm gonna go Trevin Jones by KO.
And this time, we're probably on the opposite end where you hope you're wrong and hope I'm right.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
You're exactly right. Moving up the card, it's the biggest favorite of the card, of course, Bo Nickel, making his UFC debut finally, versus Jamie Pickett, who is jacked as hell.
Yeah.
Built like a brick shit house. Bo Nickel is a minus, I think, 1,600 favorite. Can you check that real quick?
Yeah, it's something bananas, dude.
That is just insane.
14 is what I see right now.
1,400.
Yeah.
That's still absurd. I think this is as absurd as that line is.
Yeah.
I think this is pretty straightforward, man. Jamie Pickett, I don't think he's particularly good. I think he's mostly just jacked. His record's 13-8. I think Bo Nickel is for real. He's the real deal. I think he's actually got some power in his hands.
Yep.
He's a wrestler. He's really strong, as wrestlers tend to be.
Yep.
His wrestling is second to none. 3-time NCAA champion, Wrestler of the Year in 2019. I mean, you've seen what he's done so far. It looks like he is eon. It looks like he's like I feel bad for his opponents, dude.
Yeah.
Like you listen to the Contender Series like breakdowns of like, yeah, man, like
I'm here doing this with my family,
and then you get absolutely like just steamrolled by this dude,
yep.
And it's just like, yeah, I think this is straightforward. I'm gonna go with first round sub by Nickel. I think he drops him with a left or a right hook or overhand, and then just puts him in an RNC or an armbar. I mean, he's gonna choke him out probably.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I mean, the odds reflect how everyone feels and how I feel as well. So, yeah, I have Bo Nickel with a first-round finish. I have it by TKO to ground and pound after he drops him as well. I do want to say, though, Jamie Pickett fights very defensively, and I think
he's going to have the opportunity.
Right, and here's what I would say, and I'm not...
You've seen how he shoots, dude.
I'm not giving Jamie Pickett, like, advice, obviously, but what I'm saying is he usually does fight very defensive. I think his only chance in this fight is to just attack, and if the takedown comes, when it comes, throw a Hail Mary knee or uppercut, and that's his route to victory, which is crazy. So, yeah, Bo Nickel, I'm not betting it. I'm not doing anything like that because of the odds.
It's too outrageous.
But, yeah, I mean, he's going to win via first-round finish, and if he does, this could be a huge moment for the UFC and a huge moment for him. Again, if he gets like a violent or quick finish, he is on the John Jones card, opening the main card.
Yep.
They're wanting to push new stars, and they love this kid. So
it's kind of, I mean, they did Drickus dirty, and but it is what it is, right?
Yeah, but how
and Brunson
and Cody Garbrandt, dude,
Cody Garbrandt,
for what that's worth.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Yeah,
for I get it. They're really capitalizing the hype. It's a business move, but come on. Moving up the card, and this is a really good one, and I'm very curious to hear your thoughts on this one. It's Mateusz Gamrot versus Jalen Turner. Man, lightweight fight, really good lightweight fight. What do you think? I can't believe this is like the fourth fight down. That's
huge
crazy.
Fight at 155, which we've mentioned 1,000 times is the glamour division of the UFC currently. Jalen Turner's a stand-up fighter, the Tarantula, by the way. Love that nickname as well.
Yep.
Long body, long
This
legs.
is my boy.
Yeah, down. He's shown the ability in his last few fights, though, to be a ground guy. He has subs and
he's improved. He's improved in his wrestling, as well as his submissions. Absolutely.
Right, and he's going to obviously need that here. Mateusz Gamrot is a nonstop wrestling machine. He's going to push takedowns from the opening horn until the fight is done. It took a special night from Beneil Dariush as far as the wrestling defense is concerned.
And the striking was crispy, man.
Right. So it took a special version of Beneil Dariush to be able to outlast this guy in a close decision fight. I think Turner's probably going to have to catch a limb or a neck when this guy's shooting if he wants to win this fight, but that's going to be a tough thing to do. And weirdly enough, I see this fight being kind of boring, to be honest. I know it has the potential to be like a fight of the night.
You think Jalen fights more defensively?
I think Jalen fights defensively. I think Gamrot just nonstop shoots. And I think he's safe enough on the ground.
You think a lot of against the cage, like
yeah, and that's the thing. If Gamrot has you on the cage, he's taking you down, and he's not one of those like Khabib style wrestlers where he needs.
But Jalen is 6'3", dude.
I understand,
he's probably
but that's
gonna be like
longer legs
like
for
a
you
buck
to
75
reach.
in there. Like
I know, man, but it's just the wrestling I've seen from this guy is crazy. And
it might be the best in the division.
That's what I'm saying, which is crazy.
The motor is insane. Sometimes he needs to set his takedowns up more with punches, or strikes in general. He just shoots them recklessly.
1 second, guys.
But yeah, I mean, he's incredible. You know, as far as his wrestling, his cardio, his striking's not bad either. Yeah, I mean, this is a really tough one, but I think I'm gonna go. Oh man, I've been going back and forth on this one.
Right.
I think I'm gonna go. I really want to go Jalen Turner, but I guess Mateusz Gamrot, probably by decision. The reach is, man, it's a 6-inch reach difference though, and like 4 or 5 inches of height. I don't know, man. If Jalen if he lands some good punches, it's over. So, but yeah, I guess I'll go Gamrot. I don't feel good about it at all though, one way or the other.
I'm taking Gamrot as well, but yeah, I also do hope Jalen Turner wins.
All right, moving up the card. The next fight on the card which is the third fight down.
Sorry for causing a ruckus, guys. My laptop was dying.
It's all good. It's Jeff Neal versus Shavkat Rakhmonov. I'll go first on this one.
Sure.
You know, I thought there's a lot of tough fights on this card, I'll say.
Yeah.
For me, you know, I don't think, first of all, the odds should be anywhere near where they are, minus 600 or whatever the hell it is.
Yep.
Jeff Neal's boxing is incredible. Lightning fast, amazing power. He might have the best pure boxing in the division at this point. He's a southpaw too, which really helps. I don't love that he had like such a close fight with Ponzinibbio.
Okay.
I think he won that.
Yeah, but Ponzinibbio, man, like
Ponzinibbio
he
was
gets
good,
a lot
man.
of.
I just
like,
don't know where he's at exactly,
Right.
Ponzinibbio. I knew where he was, and then he had a devastating injury. So did Jeff Neal. But I don't know, man.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeff Neal is very powerful. I absolutely could see him knocking out Shavkat Rakhmonov, personally.
Yeah.
Do I think he will? Probably not. I just think Jeff Neal's wrestling is okay. I think Shavkat has too many ways to win. I'm gonna go Shavkat Rakhmonov. I'll go by decision, man. I don't think he finishes him. If he does, it's probably a sub in like the third round.
And that's probably a good bet.
Yeah.
I'm sure the odds on that will be decent. Rakhmonov by decision or this fight to go the distance. Here's the thing. Jeff Neal does have really good power, or some good power early on in fights, and then we saw in his last fight, he still retained that power late against Vicente Luque.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Which was cool to see, but his cardio isn't the best. And the thing is, Shavkat Rakhmonov, on the other hand, he's looking like a future champion. Like, I understand that he hasn't faced...
he's fought cans.
I know, I understand
he only fought Neil Magny,
guys.
and they both did.
Right.
And he dominated Neil Magny compared to...
Right, but then Gilbert Burns just dominated Neil Magny even harder. So it's like, it is tough, but the guy's, 16-0?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like,
But he's fought nobody.
He's 4-0, all 4 finishes. It's kind of like the Hamzat effect, right? You come in and you make these guys look terrible. He's not doing it to the level that Hamzat was doing it.
Not even close.
But the guy is good. I'll say this though, Jeff Neal is very hard to finish, so I can see that going. I can definitely see it going to the distance.
Yeah.
But I think Shavkat's just that next level up, especially in the grappling department.
Well, for sure.
Yeah, so I think he wears on Jeff Neal and finds a late finish in the third is actually what I have. So we're kind of on the same page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man. We're here. It's the co-main.
I don't want to be here. Can we leave?
It's the co-main event.
Like, I'd be happy if the card stopped here.
It's Valentina the Bullet Schevchenko.
My girl.
Versus my girl, Alexa Grasso. I will go first on this one.
Go for it.
As much as I love Alexa Grasso, and I really do, I think she's awesome. I think she has the most technical boxing in the entire division. First of all, I think she's actually a little small for the division.
Yeah, she's a 115er.
She's a 115er, in my opinion. I think her only chance of truly winning this fight would be if she takes the Juliana Pena stance of she's just going to rush in and just go all out to knock this lady out.
Chicago's own Juliana Pena, shout out.
Right. I just think she's too one-dimensional to beat Valentina Schevchenko.
Right.
I also think after Valentina's last fight versus Tyler Santos, which was a crazy fight and a robbery, in my opinion. I really do think she won that. Tyler Santos, that is.
Yeah.
I understand why they gave it to Valentina, though. I just think that for her, obviously in that fight, it was the threat of the takedown, right?
Yes.
And it was the takedowns and her wearing her down and constantly threatening submissions that really did that. Alexa Grasso is not going to do that. I think Valentina's stronger. I think you have to be a good grappler to have a chance with her. I think even on the feet, if Valentina keeps Alexa's gonna want to throw hands. Not that she doesn't have decent kicks, but I think Valentina wants to throw that high kick, which she has a beautiful high kick. We've seen her knock people out with it. As hard of a worker as Alexa Grasso is, and she's got really good cardio, I just think you have to be a different animal, and I just don't think that she has the size or the strength, and I don't think she has the versatility for it. Unfortunately, I would love to see her win this, and I hope I'm wrong. I just don't see it. I'm going to go Valentina Schevchenko, and, man, probably by finish.
Yeah. Say what you want about Valentina's last fight. I understand. Watching it live, I definitely thought that she lost.
Also, by the way, if she didn't get headbutted Tyler Santos, she would have won that for sure.
The damage inflated.
I hated that.
Got her, super swelled up. Okay, it was an off night, right? Like, everyone can have those. And the weird thing about it is Valentina is so damn good in the clinch.
So good.
And one of the times that she was taken down, she was going for, like, a clinch takedown of her own, where she just kind of got, like, tripped up and slipped out of the clinch and ended up on the bottom.
Yeah, it was.
So, things happen, obviously. But Alexa Grasso is not that on the ground.
No.
She's not that person. She's a boxer at heart. What she wants to do ain't going to work against Valentina Schevchenko. This is the GOAT of
She also
this
does.
division.
It's not like she's a boxer with like crazy power in her hands.
Right.
If she was, I could see it.
Yeah.
If she was as technical as she was, and as fast as she was with that power,
right. Look, Valentina's the GOAT of the division. She's one of the GOATs of MMA. I think she retains here, and I think we see another one of those crucifix finishes that she's known for.
Oh, I hope not.
I'm going to go Valentina in the third TKO to a crucifix position after probably a clinch
to take
trip.
her belt by the end of the year.
That's fine. You can say that, but
you
for right now, we're getting
the
8th ruby. What is it, 8th ruby?
Yeah.
Yeah, so whatever.
Whatever.
We have a GOAT right here, and this ain't the time yet.
Yep. And speaking of goats.
Wow.
And speaking of goats.
Are you nervous yet? I'm starting to get nervous.
I'm nervous. It's building right now, and it's been it started building for me when last night or 2 nights ago, whatever it was.
Dude.
I was watching the Reyes fight, which he lost, by the way. He lost that fight. Did you say no? Mm-hmm. You're out of your mind. I watched the Santos fight. Yeah. Which is another crazy fight. What a shame. Thiago Santos at that time was like my favorite fighter after that fight.
You love him.
I love him. And I love Jon Jones. I love Cyril Gane. And this is really hard for me as a person and as a fight fan. And I've gone back and forth on this all week.
Yeah.
And it's hard because Jon Jones did not look at his best in his last 2 times that we've seen him.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. I agree.
He has not. And now he's moving up a weight class. He's not even that jacked. Right? He look a little tubby.
You're asking me?
He looks a little pudgy, man.
Right.
You took 2 years to get here. Why you not more jacked, bro? Which, that's fine. He was never jacked at 205, really.
He was like a long body.
He was long body.
Yeah.
You know? Until I rewatched Cyril's fights, I was going Jon Jones confidently. When I heard this fight was announced, I was going Jon Jones, and it's not close because how could a guy in his 12th MMA fight,
right,
who's a kickboxer, now come in and beat the GOAT, the true GOAT, in my opinion?
Okay.
How could he do that? And after watching them both a lot, I'm going to go Cyril Gane, man. I'm going to go Cyril Gane. I think he's got the footwork like Reyes did. I think he's got even more length than Reyes. Yeah. Pause. I just think that doesn't have like Francis power, right? But he's got good enough power, you know? And I know the thing about him not training that hard and all that. I feel like he's bullshitting to some extent.
Yeah, of course. You
know, I mean,
you're not fighting the GOAT of the UFC of MMA.
I would really hope not.
Like,
man. That's like my one reservation.
Come on, dude.
I think the difference, if Jon Jones is gonna win, and I'm like 51-49 on this. Okay. Literally, if Jon Jones is gonna win, which he very well could, because Jon Jones is not only the GOAT, he's a little dirty, right? He'll push the limits of what's clean, right? And also, he's brutal, man. He throws strikes that other people don't think to throw because they're so brutal. Yeah. The elbows, the knees, the chokes.
The kicks to the knee.
The kicks to the knee, exactly. Yeah. He sets up everything with the kick to the knee, dude. Yeah. And then, remember what he did to Lyoto
Yes.
And how he just dropped him.
Yeah.
Not giving a shit for his life. Like, and then literally he's busted everybody open up with elbows. On the ground, it's all violent elbows for him. So
he's so fun.
He absolutely could win because Cyril may not be ready for that. Right? Mm-hmm. In your 12th, 13th UFC or MMA fight, I don't know, man. If I'm going to bet something, I'm actually going to bet this going the distance, to be honest. I don't think anybody finishes anybody here. I do expect a fun fight, and I'm super nervous about it. I'm right now in this moment, I'm leaning Cyril Gane by decision. But I'm just really excited, and it could change. But more than anything, I'm just really excited to see this.
Yeah. So here's what I want to say. It's hard to break this fight down, obviously, because we don't know about Jon Jones. Let's start there.
Yep.
It's been 3 years, obviously, out of the octagon. The highlight reel is absolutely insane.
That's the best.
The Hall of Famers and everybody he's beat, that's crazy, right? You have Cyril Gane, who a lot of people that are picking Cyril Gane say, Jon Jones has never faced a guy like Cyril Gane. He's built like a heavyweight, moves like a middleweight or a welterweight, and, he is unique as hell. He's super athletic, and he probably hasn't. The closest comparison would be your boy Thiago Santos, I guess.
Yeah.
If we needed to compare it.
He's not the same, man. Look at
he's not the same. I agree. They're not the same, but I'm just saying,
Cyril also got a chin, dude.
Right, but hear me out, though, Dino. Here's what I'm going.
I'm going to hear you out because I don't know what's going to happen.
Right, me either. But here's what I'm going off of. So many damn times in MMA, in Jon Jones' career.
He's only 31.
Right, he's only 31. What is he? 26-1, right?
27-0.
28-0. He beat Cormier. That became a no contest.
Oh, yeah.
So, 28-0. Dude.
He's coming. If he wins this, he would technically tie Khabib. Technically.
Right, technically. But here's the thing. They say, Jon Jones never faced a striker. Here comes, Shogun Hua. He never faced, a really dominant wrestler.
Or Lyoto.
Here comes Daniel Cormier. Oh, he never faced this kind of guy. Oh, he never faced this kind of guy. Oh, he never faced someone with power. Here comes this guy. And he just beats all of them.
But then look at the last two fights, man.
I understand that.
That's the thing.
No, I get that. But to me, it's just
you don't have to convince me.
No, and I know I don't have to. But all I'm trying to say is every single obstacle that's ever been put in Jon Jones' way in the UFC octagon.
Including his wife.
In the UFC octagon, which is why I said that. In the UFC octagon, he has gone through that, and he has won that fight,
That's a low blow. I'm sorry.
And unfortunately, if Cyril Gane was taken down and held there by Francis Ngannou in the 5th, I know he was surprised. I know he didn't think Francis was going to wrestle him. But damn, dude, this is Jon Jones. He out-wrestled Daniel Cormier.
Yeah.
If Jon Jones wants to do that,
I'm leaning Jones
I think
again
he can
now.
do that.
You convinced me.
Don't do that.
I'm leaning Jon Jones.
Anyway.
Jon Jones, the GOAT of the sport. He's going to take it.
Listen,
He's going to take it versus Gane.
I think the best route for Jon Jones here is to take him down immediately, which he's not going to do.
No.
He's going to stand and fight Cyril Gane at his game because that's what Jon Jones does to start fights.
I don't think he'll be able to take him down right away.
Right, and I think he's going to try striking with him. And
he got to get a little slippery.
It may work, it may not. We'll see how that works. But I think by round 2, he needs that takedown. If it doesn't happen, that's bad news for Jon Jones.
Oh, I think if this ends up being just a pure striking battle,
right,
Cyril Gane's winning that.
Jon Jones needs the takedown.
He needs the clinch
point.
For sure, and he needs the takedown.
How about this? I think Jon Jones finishes him in the 5th.
Wow.
Yeah, I think Jon Jones finishes him in the 5th.
Wrong.
That's okay. I'll be wrong.
Wrong.
I'll be wrong. You're going to be wrong about your girl with...
he doesn't even know her name. Wrong.
Aaron Blanchfield, scrub from New Jersey.
UFC's
going to New Jersey. They're not coming to Chicago.
What? Yeah. What's up with that, UFC?
What is that?
Come on.
Going to Jersey? We're fiending. It's been, 4 years?
I'm dripping. I'm moist.
He's moist.
Been moist. And now I'm here.
How moist?
So moist. And then now I'm here sitting here just blue bowled. Yeah. Come on.
Come to Chicago.
Y'all used to come.
Right, every year.
Yeah.
And now they're like, we're going to go to the Prudential Center in New Jersey.
Right.
Like, what?
We're going to go Saudi Arabia.
Right.
What's up with that?
Yeah. Chicago, fam.
Right.
United Center.
We've been here.
Right.
Now Lori Lightfoot's out too.
Right, I'm saying.
Let's go.
Anyways, Jon Jones becomes
up.
the heavyweight champion of the world, and that's all I got to say, and I'm good. We ready to sign out?
I'm so nervous, but yeah.
I'm signing out.
Let's sign out. Take us out.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Hit the bell. Leave some comments. Let us know if you agree or disagree. Follow us on Instagram, the107MMA. We'd love to hear from you guys. Anything else?
No, yeah. Let us know what you think, or also if you have just like butterflies in your tummy like we do.
Valentina the GOAT. John Jones the GOAT. Peace.
Peace.